Save big on car maintenance in 2025. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today we're tackling a question as old as time itself. Well, at least as old as the internal combustion engine DIY car maintenance versus taking your car to the pros. Now you might be thinking, Doug, we've heard this one before. But here's the thing, 2025 is shaping up to be a whole new ballgame. Between inflation, supply chain shenanigans, and the rise of electric vehicles, figuring out how to save money on car maintenance is more important than ever. And that's exactly what we're going to do today. So buckle up, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and let's get into it. So you're thinking about going full DIY on your car maintenance. You've seen the YouTube tutorials, you've got the enthusiasm, maybe even a trusty pair of coveralls, but before you run out and buy that engine hoist you've had your eye on, let's talk about the elephant in the garage, the cost of tools and equipment. Because here's the deal, even basic maintenance requires a surprising amount of gear. We're talking wrenches, sockets, screwdrivers, and that's before we even get to the specialized stuff. You might need a jack and jack stands, a torque wrench, maybe even a code reader for those pesky check engine lights. And trust me, those costs can add up faster than you can say blown head gasket. Okay, so maybe the thought of amassing a tool collection that would make a NASCAR pit crew jealous isn't your thing. That's understandable. Let's talk about the alternative, taking your car to the pros. Now, we all know that professional service can sometimes feel like you're handing your wallet over and saying, take what you need and maybe leave me enough for a cup of coffee. But here's the thing, professional service doesn't have to mean breaking the bank. It's all about finding a good mechanic, someone you trust, someone who won't try to upsell you on a new flux capacitor when all you need is an oil change. And yes, those mechanics are out there. Chapter 3. Time is money, the DIY time suck. Alright, let's talk about something even more valuable than money, your time. Because here's the thing about DIY car maintenance, it's time consuming. Even a simple oil change can take a couple of hours if you're not familiar with the process. And if you're tackling something more complex like replacing a water pump or doing a brake job, you could be looking at a whole weekend project or longer. And that's assuming everything goes according to plan, which, let's be honest, it rarely does. So before you dive headfirst into that DIY project, ask yourself, is the potential cost savings worth the time commitment? Chapter 4, The Cost of Mistakes, DIY Disasters. Here's a hard truth. We all make mistakes, it's part of being human. But when it comes to car maintenance, mistakes can be costly. I'm talking about stripping a bolt, cross-threading a drain plug, or even worse, putting something together incorrectly and causing damage to your car. And those mistakes can end up costing you way more than you would have spent taking your car to a professional in the first place. Now, I'm not saying you shouldn't tackle DIY projects, but it's important to be realistic about your skill level and the potential consequences of making a mistake. Chapter 5, The Long Game Savings and Satisfaction. So, we've talked about the costs, the time commitment, and the potential for disaster. But let's not forget about the upsides of both DIY and professional car maintenance. With DIY, there's the satisfaction of doing it yourself, the pride of knowing your car inside and out, and of course, the potential cost savings. On the other hand, professional service offers convenience, peace of mind, and the assurance that the job is done right. Ultimately, the best approach for you will depend on your individual circumstances, skills, and risk tolerance. The verdict, DIY or pro in 2025. So, there you have it. Whether you choose DIY car maintenance or professional service, each has its own set of pros and cons. The key is to weigh those factors carefully and make the best decision for you and your wallet. What will you choose in 2025? Are you a die-hard DIYer, a dedicated pro service enthusiast, or somewhere in between? Let me know in the comments below, and as always, thanks for watching.